Hello everyone, welcome to my videos. Myself Ashwin Nayak. From today, let we start in this geographical part, the chapter 10. The chapter name is The Populations of Karnataka. So in this chapter, we have to studying that the main objectives are first of all, we have to see there the significance of this populations of Karnataka and then extent, growth, and then size and distributions to the population, the density of this population, and then literacy, and then effects of this overpopulation and impact of these populated cities. So, which are there we have to see in this Karnataka. So, these are all objectives we have to see in this chapter. Okay, let me see that we have to discuss about that the chapter, the population of Karnataka. Okay, the first of all, we have to see the meaning of the population. So we have to know that a group of people lives in a particular geographical area. It is to be called as that is the population. ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ದಿಷ್ಟ ಪ್ರದೇಶದ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಜನಗಳ ಸಮೂಹವನ್ನು ಇರುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So it is also the important role in that economic development area with the help with their the intelligence and then skill utilize and the natural resources to enable the country to be developed. So these are all reasons it is to be very helpful that the development of a country it is to depend upon the size and the population, its growth rate and the age distribution. So these are all qualities we have to recognize them. How that city it will be the developed or not developed. So what was the reason? So we have to easily to recognize this in this growth, dependent, size, population, and then growth rate also. And then next we have to see there the size of this population. So Karnataka, it is to be ranks in the populations with that. The size is that it is the eighth place, the country with that respect in its areas. Okay, look at this side. At that population's growth, we have to see there. In the ninth, with the respect with that size of these populations, at that first one Uttar Pradesh, second one Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, at the last one, in the ninth size, that is the Karnataka. So according to the 2011 census, the total populations of the Karnataka is that look at that C and then male and then female populations we have to see there in this chart. And then next we have to see that the distributions of the size to the population. The first of all, the distributions to the population is not the same all these districts in our states. Though Bangalore urban districts, it is to be the first positions which are the largest populations we have to see there in these cities. At the last and the next, the Kodagu districts, it is to the occupies that is the last positions we have to see there in the population of that city. And then some other districts, it is to be distributions to the size of population. Bengaluru and the next Belagavi, Mysore, Tumkur, Kalburgi, and then Ballari districts are other to that the densely populated we have to see is at that our present states. Okay, look at its chart. So in this, these are all districts we have to see there. There are the various forms of these populations we have to see there. The birth rate, the sex ratio, literary, and then density we have to see there in according to the 2011 census. Next, the growth. So how the population it will be that growth. So according to the 2011 census, the total populations of Karnataka has to be that the 5 crore. 28 lakhs 50,562. The populations we have to see in the 2001 census. So it distinguished, it is the distance between the 2011 to 2001 to 11 census. The 80 lakhs persons it has to be added to the population. The So this grows, it will be automatically the during this period it has to the 15.67 percentage it will be that the growth. And the lower than this growth rate, it is the populations on the 17%, the 64%, it will be that the lower than the growth rates, it is the populated in that India. So these reasons to awareness about that family planning programs, the literary literacy programs, and then birth control. So these are all programs the states he has to to moot the awareness programs. Look at that. So and then year wisely, every year, every 10 years, that Karnataka population it will be that very growth. And the next, the district wise density. So, what was the density we have to see there in this district wise in the population? The first of all, we have to know that the Bengaluru urban districts it has to be the highest density at that the 4,378 persons per kilometers, and the occupies that is the first place to the wise density we have to see there in our state. And the last one, the Kodagu districts, it has the lowest density. Lowest densities we have to see there per kilometers, we have to see there only the 135 persons we have to see in there the every per kilometers. So Bengaluru urban is to the very high density of this pop density, and then the Kodagu districts it is to be the lower density. Okay, look at this. So some other districts it will be the followed on that the density percentage. Dakshina Kannada, Mysore, Bengaluru rural, Dharwada, and then Kolara. It's also some others we have to see there into that the density rate. And the next one, the rural and urban, the population. We have to know that Karnataka have the large number of this village in the 29,406 per the 2011 census. The totally the rural population is the 3.75 crore. It means the rural population is the 61.4 and 38.60 percentage lives in the urban areas. So compared to the average urban populations of India, the urban populations of Karnataka is that the greater. And the next, the urban population. It is also one of the urban populations we have to see there in this the largest populations we have to see there in that the Bengaluru. Look at that chart. The Bengaluru, the urban, it is to the largest populations we have to see there in these cities. As usually, the Kodagu districts. So Kodagu districts, it is also as the smallest two populations we have to see there in that population. And the next we have to see there the sex ratio, sex rates. The number of this female per thousands male is called the that is the sex ratio. 2001 census. Average genders ratio was that the 965. it has to rises in this the 968 in 2011 ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಾವಿರ ಪುರುಷರಿಗೆ 2001ರಲ್ಲಿ 965 ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಹಾಗೆ ನಂತರ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಾವಿರ ಪುರುಷರಿಗೆ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದಟ್ 968 ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. And next we have to see that the different distinct distributions to the sex rates. So Udupi districts with the 1093 the females for this thousands males as high as the level of the sex rates in the states. So Udupi districts ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1000 ಪುರುಷರಿಗೆ 1093ರಷ್ಟು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಇರೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕೊಡಗು, ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಹಾಸನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ it is also to the followed upon then Udupi districts. And in Bengaluru urban districts with that the 908 the female per thousands has to the lowest sex ratio of the state. And the next one the age structure. So according to the 2011 census, out of the total population, okay, look at its side, the circle, the child below the 15 age from this 29.7 percentage, it has to that 30% also. The old peoples above the 60 age, the 5.5, there are only the 5 percentage we have to see in this the chart. And the working population in the age of the 15 to 16, it has to be the 65 percentage, it means 64.9 percentage. It is to be the age structures we have to see there in these populations of the Karnataka. And the next we have to see there the literacy rate. So literacy rate means a person who know to read and write is called a literate. So aksharasthar, a person who read and write is called, that is the literacy ಅಥವಾ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. The average literate in the 2011 census was that 75.6 percentage. It means the 76 percentage ಅಕ್ಷರಸ್ಥರು ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we have to see in our state. But this rate is higher than the average literacy rate of this the 74% in the India. With the district wise literacy, the rates is considered about that. Dakshina Kannada districts with that the 88.6 occupies the first position. So and then the Karnataka at that present we have to see there in this male literacy according to the 2011 census, the 82.9 percentage was the literate person. Unliterate person we have to see there in 70.10 percentage. So and then the females literates, it is to be the higher than the 68 percentage, and then only 31 percentage it is not literate women, because in this rural and urban places he cannot give the approach to studying that female. So this reason the 31.80 percentage the females as unliterate women. And the next one, the distributions with the literacy distribution with the literate is considered to the Dakshina Kannada districts with the 88.6 percentage occupies to the first position. Dakshina Kannada. And then the Bengaluru urban districts is the second position. It has to be the 88.5 percentage. And the third districts Udupi. It is occupies to the third position. First one that is the Dakshina Kannada, and in second place it is to occupies the literate, that is the Bengaluru urban districts, and in third place it is to occupies on the position that is the Udupi. So in the contrast, the Yadagiri with the 52.4 has the the lowest rate, lowest rate we have to see there in our state. And then the male literacy rate, it is to be the 82.9. The male, the literacy rate is the 82.9. So wherever the female literacy rate, it is to be the 68.2 in the Karnataka. So when the literacy rate in the urban and the rural areas are compared, the naturally the literary rate is the urban areas is to the higher. And then next we have to see the top 10 population cities in the Karnataka according to the census of 2011. At the first place we have to see that is the Bengaluru, and then second place to the Mysuru, third place Hubballi and then Dharwada, next Mangaluru, next Belagavi, and other than the Kalaburgi, next place in the we have to give the preference to the Davangere, and the next place to the Ballari districts, and the next place we have to give the preference of Vijayapura, and the next the 10th one place it is to the Shivamogga. First place Bengaluru, second place Mysore, third place Hubballi, and then fourth place Mangaluru, fifth place Belagavi, sixth place Kalaburgi, seventh place Davangere, eighth place Ballari, and the ninth place to the Vijayapur, and the 10th place it is to the Shumoga. The top 10 population cities we have to see in this Karnataka. Okay, these are all where we have to see and study to the populations of Karnataka. So, what was the size of these populations of Karnataka, and then how do we grow? How then extended and the distributions to the population, and then density of this population, and then we have to see although the literary percentage of this Karnataka, and then sex rates, and then we have to see the rural and urban populations. So and then the overall the top 10 population cities we have to see in their states. So overall this chapter is over. Thank you for watching this videos. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.